to you by Metro Kia of Madison. Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or visit metrokiaofmadison.com. The biggest moments.
One man to beat up the right sideline.
See ya, baby.
99-yard touchdown run.
The biggest games.
Back-to-back state championships.
The biggest stories from area high school sports. This is Zimbrick Honda's PrepMania Weekly. Alongside the Dean of Area High School Sports, Dennis Semro, here's Hunter Vaughn.
The girls' state tournament is set. The boys will have their tournament set in just 5 days. This is Zimbrick Honda's presentation of PrepMania Weekly. I'm Hunter Vaughn. Alongside me, the Dean of Area High School Sports, Dennis Sumrow. For more than 50 years, Zimbrick Honda has provided the Madison area with quality Honda vehicles. The trusted staff of Zimbrick Honda's used car dealership will save you time and reduce your car buying stress by finding the vehicle that matches your style. If you're looking for a new or a used Honda, visit Zimbrick Honda just off the Beltline in Madison or online at ZimbrickHonda.com. Shop local, shop Zimbrick Honda. We're going to start with the Girls Sectional weekend, as again the Girls State Tournament will be taking place up in Green Bay this week, starting on Thursday with Thursday and Friday semifinals, and then championship Saturday for all 5 divisions. From the Division 1 sectional, we had one local team making it onto the sectional round for the girls' side of things. The 7-seed Vel Phillips Memorial Spartans making it to the sectional semifinal. They took on Brookfield East. That game played over in Watertown, and the Spartans falling last Thursday night 47-36. And Dennis, this was a game where Memorial led by 5 at the half, and then Brookfield East outscored them 32-16 in the second half.
Yeah, it was a case just couldn't make some shots. All of a sudden hit a wall there and thought they were doing pretty well. And I talked to the athletic director, Tim Richardson, and he said, yeah, girls gave it a good run. But Brookfield East, their defense, they talked all year long about how good their defense was.
Yep.
And they just played lockdown the last 10 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, we saw that. I saw it myself when they beat Madison La Follette in their regional final, and they held La Follette to just 46 points. That zone defense at Brookfield East is so difficult to be able to score against consistently. They showed it in that sectional semifinal. Brookfield East would then go on to lose by 23 to Arrowhead. 74-51. Arrowhead back up at the Resch Center again as they win 74-51. So, Dennis, this girls bracket for Division 1, as we'll go through each of these divisions for the girls state tournament. You look at the 4 teams that are there: Green Bay, Notre Dame, Pewaukee, Arrowhead, and Wauwatosa East. I saw a couple of times, an interesting tweet about this Division 1 bracket. 3 of those 4 teams are teams that wouldn't normally, due to enrollment, play in Division 1. But because of the performance factors, they have been bumped up to Division 1. Arrowhead is the only enrollment Division 1 team playing in the Division 1 state championship.
Yeah, but you look through the history, though, how many times these teams have been to state. And it's incredible that Notre Dame, it's like in Cuba City or in Oostburg or whatever,
yep.
Perennial teams that are there. But, yeah, that's a performance factor, and you can't go up any higher than that, as we see with the boys with Wisconsin Lutheran. Where do you put them? And interesting to note, if Edgewood would have made it through, they could be in Division 1 next year, but now they won't because they got beat in the sectional semis. But, Notre Dame, that's just been a phenomenal program. Pewaukee, and you're talking about teams with players that are up for Miss Basketball, and that combined 10 losses for the 4 teams going to state in a competitive year. But Toast East just been phenomenal all year.
Yeah.
Like, running the table, and it used to be 24 wins was like a state championship, and then it was 28. Now it's going to be 30. Remember the Wisconsin Lutheran running the table going 30-0 a couple years ago?
Yep.
Which was phenomenal. Now that's what Toast East is shooting for.
And then for these 4 teams in the Division I side of things,
and
for
by the way,
girls,
they were the Division II champ last year.
Yes.
Moving up to 1. So can they duplicate what Wisconsin Lutheran did for the boys a year ago? We'll see.
Well, I was just going to ask you, those 4 teams, Green Bay, Notre Dame, Pewaukee, Arrowhead, and Wauwatosa East, who's the favorite to raise the gold ball up in Green Bay of those 4?
I'd say the Wauwatosa East has been playing to go unbeaten. Yeah, there's a lot of pressure. You lose your one game at state, and it could be in the finals. God, we were perfect. That's why some coaches say it doesn't matter if they get a loss during the season. They actually like it. Takes that pressure off of having that unbeaten. It's one more thing. Remember for years when Wanakee football was winning and they had a big streak at home, and you could just see the seniors and leave, not on our watch. We didn't lose a game.
Yep.
Well, that's kind of the pressure. They're just kids too. I mean, for them, you want them to go out and have some fun, but a lot of pressure to try to run the table and go 30-0. I'd have to say Toast East, but Arrowhead because they've been there, and with Cuso, and that is a good starting 5 is you're going to match against anybody anytime.
So Arrowhead's your pick of the 4 to be the favorite, or do you think it's Tosa East?
Arrowhead is my pick. That's who I picked to start with. Actually, my final 4 were East over Arrowhead, and then Stevens Point and Pewaukee, and Spash got to the sectional finals.
Wow, that's impressive.
So my D1 was pretty good. That was probably the best out of all of them.
So Dennis Summerall, ball knower.
No, I got all 5 of my my starters, but my runner-ups, Edgewood lost, Aquinas lost, Dominican lost. Notice the theme there. All private schools.
Yep. As we move down to Division II, this is where we saw some more local teams still competing into the sectional weekend, as we saw in Division II, Beaver Dam, by the way, making it to state yet again, the Golden Beavers back in Green Bay to try and raise a gold ball. But then for the girls side of things, the one area sectional, they split the sectionals into an A and a B group, and the one sectional that had area teams, we saw Middleton getting the upset over Edgewood 84-71, a game at Oregon. That was a game that we had on that Thursday night, and that was a great game, but it felt a little surprising to see Middleton coming away with that win with the way that Edgewood had been playing all year.
Yeah, when I talked to Coach Stav, though, earlier in the week, she said the guard play was going to be pretty crucial because they're very quick, small, and they take charges really well, and they really sell it. But I didn't see a lot of charge calls, but where they got Edgewood, 15 points off turnovers in the first half. And they didn't get that in the championship game, which is why Elkhorn prevailed. But against Edgewood, they took the lead early and never lost it. And that's a team that's got a lot of players back. I think 9 of the top 10 are going to be back next year. So Edgewood and Milton could be meeting the sectional final again next year, a semi or final.
Yeah, depending on the way that those brackets kind of shake out and everything going into next year. The rest of the girls then state qualifying teams for the 4 in Division II, it's Rice Lake, again, Elkhorn, Beaver Dam, and then Whitnall being the 4th team of those 4 to make it to the state tournament. Dennis, there is a correct answer here, but who do you think is the favorite to raise the gold ball for Division II of those 4 teams?
I picked Rice Lake over Edgewood, and I had Whitefish Bay also getting there. I think it's going to come down to they ended up with the seed matchup. Rice Lake got the 1, and they're going against Beaver Dam in the semis. And then so I think it's going to be a Rice Lake, Whitefish Bay. And I'll still stick with my Rice Lake pick on it.
That's the wrong answer, Dennis. We're on Daily Dodge on their YouTube channel. It is the Golden Beavers all the way. Well, I don't care. I'm taking the Golden Beavers.
No, I told you it's my reverse philosophy. If I pick Beaver Dam to win it, they're going to get toasted in the first game. This way they got a chance because I'm not picking them.
So you're not saying you're superstitious, but you're a little stitious?
Yeah, I'm a little stitious, yeah. But they've had a great year now.
Yeah.
We talked earlier, Beaver Dam's back. So
yep.
I would not be surprised. You look at that field, Rice Lake, Beaver Dam, and Elkhorn, I was really impressed. I really liked Lyle, their center. And you're coming back from missing all but 6 games last year with an ACL. And their defense played well. They got some great outside shooting in the second half. So, Elkhorn, I'd love to see a Beaver Dam Elkhorn, to be honest.
Yeah.
You like to see the underdogs. That would be the 3 and the 4 seeds going head-to-head. But Rice Lake's got a player, Sharpley, who's coming here to Wisconsin next year.
Yep.
So I'm really looking forward to watching that game. 1:35 on Friday, and so we won't be up there because we'll be back here, of course.
Yep.
But anyway, I'll be keeping an eye on that on TV.
Absolutely, we will be. And you can listen to the Beaver Dam game, by the way, over on 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam.
So I can put the video on. Are they going to be on Daily Dodge, or they can't be?
They can stream the audio. You can stream audio. You can have the audio on. No video of that. Okay. That's all the WIAA
so
video
I can put
stuff.
The video on, and I can put our boys over there.
And
who's calling the game? Do you know?
I mean, I would assume that's going to be Wade Bates. He's been calling the games all year.
Okay, that's good. I know Mike Thronson calls.
Well, yeah, he does the boys.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
that's right. He's got the boys and Wade's got the girls. Okay.
Yeah. So,
hey, good. Shout out to Wade. Yeah, great. Thanks for filling me in on that. That was my question. Trying to get the game plan because you got the Badger men's basketball team playing this week too.
Mm-hmm.
And this is last week was mid-majors week, and this is the majors week for all the tournaments.
Plus, you've got boys sectionals is rounding out the girls' side of things. We do have 2 other area teams to just make sure that we mention here in Division 3, Wisconsin Dells making it to the state tournament.
Unbeaten.
Unbeaten Wisconsin Dells, the Chiefs. And then in Division 5, the alma mater of our producer, Owen Dimful, Barneveld, making it to the state tournament.
Jimmy Myers. That's all I can say is I blew that one. I had him losing in the sectional finals. I should have picked him. Sorry, Owen. I didn't get to see him play this year. Probably would have picked him if I would have seen him. But Albany Monticello, that was the team I really liked coming in. And, again, Dominican is another private school biting the dust. Myers is back. And you look at Barneville's track record over the years. They were runners-up last year, so they got a shot.
I've been telling people, Dennis, the 3 certainties in life: death, taxes, and Jimmy Myers at the state tournament.
Yes. That's a good one. I appreciate that, Owen.
Yeah, Barneveld, they're an absolute power when it comes to girls basketball down there. So it's great getting them any year that we can get Barneveld back. There's those certain programs you want to see them up in Green Bay, not just because that's the school you went to in the case of our producer Owen, but it just feels like the state tournament when you get certain programs back to either the Resch Center or to the Cole Center. We've got to go through here quickly the boys side of things as they had their regional round, and for this area sectional for Division 1. Awesome game in the regional semifinal, an overtime win for the 11 seed Madison West, winning by 2 over Oregon, 75-73. That was a great game.
Carval Stewart Jr. was our, who's a sophomore, was our player of the game that game, and it just was a phenomenal game. But not too often do you have a game where there's 4 technical fouls and the team gets a bunch of free points and they lose, and that was Oregon.
Yeah, that was a tough way for Oregon to lose that game, given what Madison West kind of quote-unquote spotted them in those technicals, and you get all those free throws, and then to lose a game in overtime. But that's an Oregon program. They're young. They've got plenty of underclassmen a part of that program. They had some seniors there, too, that they're going to be losing. But Oregon's still in a really good spot. They've got the base and the foundation to be at minimum a solid program for the next few years.
And if they don't lose Hermsdorf to an injury, he's out the last 5 minutes.
Yeah,
that could be a different story there. But it had to go overtime, and it was a great game.
It absolutely was. And then Madison West then fell in the regional final to the Verona Wildcats 75-58. That game on Saturday night, setting up our sectional semifinals with having the 2-seed Beloit Memorial taking on the 3-seed Verona Wildcats, and then up on the top side, Middleton winning by 20 against Wanakee, the 5-seed upsetting the 4-seed 70-50. They move on, and then Vel Phillips Memorial 107-99 in double overtime. The Spartans surviving in the regional final. That was the round they lost in last year to Sun Prairie East. They make it around further this year, and now they've just got their Big 8 conference rivals waiting for them.
Well, I'll talk about Coach Collins about this, but Memorial, 46 of 59 at the free throw line. 39 fouls called on Badger, and they were hacking at the end and knocking guys out of bounds and doing everything. And made them shoot. But when you shoot 78% and get 46 makes, and on the other side it was 12 of 26, 46%. So if Badger makes a few more free throws on their own, you shoot 60, 70%, you're going to win that game. But, shout-outs to Andrew Braun had 33 points and Anthony Miller 33 points in that game. Braun got his from the field and the other from the free throw line. But, we were driving back to the station after a game, and that game was still going on.
Yeah, we were finishing up trying to see anybody. There was one Twitter account that was updating the game. It turned out to be a Lake Badger fan who he was very upset about the way that game ended, having not seen it. I don't know exactly what happened, but he was not happy about the way that game ended. And he was tweeting and just giving score updates, and then it went to double overtime. Overtime, for those that don't know, in high school basketball, it's a 4-minute period. So they go into that second overtime, and from when the tweet time was like, okay, it's been 5 minutes, it's been 10 minutes, it's been 12 minutes, it's been 20 minutes, and then finally he posted that Madison Memorial won 107-99 in double overtime. And I was just like, oh my goodness, this is incredible.
You had 62 fouls, 85 free throw attempts, 124 field goal attempts. 50 of those were three-pointers. Now you look at the fouls. Well, and there were 61 fouls in the game. Yeah, you're like, or 62, or you're like, oh my God, that's why. Because we took a while to wrap up everything. Yep. So it was a good hour afterwards. The game was still going on. And so Memorial earned that one. It's a good thing that wasn't on a Friday night having to come back now the next day and play.
Exactly, that's very true. I mean, Badger, they had a overtime win in their first round game against Kettle Moraine. That was a game that they won 75-68 in their regional semifinal. So they had to go back-to-back overtime games. I want to find out from Steve Collins. He'll be the head coach of Vel Phillips Memorial. He'll be joining us at about 6:30. And I need to know from him, what is it with his teams and having just these classic games? For those that don't remember, Madison Memorial was against De Pere, that triple overtime thriller at the Kohl Center years ago. For whatever reason, his teams just always end up in these just absolute classic games, these thrillers. I don't know what it is. I don't know why. I'm sure he doesn't like it. It's probably taken a few years off of his life expectancy because of the stress. But for whatever reason, Memorial just always in these games, and part of it's he's a really good coach, so he keeps his teams in games, and his guys know how to stay in games, so they typically play really close games. But we've got to find out from him what was going through his mind as that game was going to overtime and then double overtime.
What is the method of your madness? That's what it comes down to.
And again, so that sets up two great sectional semifinals in the Division I side, with the 1 seed Madison Memorial taking on the 5 seed Middleton. That game's going to be played at DeForest because the sectional games are neutral sites. That's the game that you and I will be at, Dennis, on Thursday night. So our pregame coverage for that game will start at 6:30 and then tip off at 7 o'clock from DeForest. I'm expecting a packed building for that game. Big 8 rivals. They split the season series, so they get the rubber match on a neutral court. Winner 1 game away from the Kohl Center.
And the last time we saw him was senior night for Middleton when Middleton prevailed, and that place was packed.
Yep, it's going to be a great environment. I expect a really close, another close game that Madison Memorial is involved in, and the winner will get either Verona or Beloit Memorial. That Verona-Beloit Memorial game, we could see the winner in that one needing to get to 100 points.
Yeah, and then that winner for that one goes to Sun Prairie West.
Yes.
Another big gym. But shout out to Rick Hennard over at DeForest. We love going over there. He does a great job making us feel, making sure we can get in there and get our broadcast. So we found out that we don't – and it's relatively close, 45 minutes from where I live. But at least I don't have to climb up to the top of the bleachers like you guys did. And I did not have to. Thank you very much to Janesville Craig, by the way. For those that didn't know, they put me at the scores table, so I didn't have to try to.
make the hike up the wooden bleachers for that girls sectional final. We took care of you. We figured out a way to get you on the air and make it sound good.
Awesome. Yes.
We're going to take a short break. When we come back, we will have our Pizza Hut power rankings for the boys' side and just the boys' side after their regional final. It'll be our final one of the season for the boys' Pizza Hut power ranking coming up next. As this is Zimbrick Honda's PrepMania Weekly, also brought to you by Midwest Financial Group. The lineup at Midwest Financial Group consists of coaches for your financial world, organizing the players on your personal team. Behind every great team is a great coach. Let the Midwest Financial Group be yours for your financial planning needs. Head to mfgteam.com to get started today. Advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network, a registered investment advisor. The Pizza Hut Power Rankings are next here on Zimbrick Honda's PrepMania Weekly.
You're listening to Zimbrick Honda's PrepMania Weekly, breaking down more from this week in area high school sports next on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel.
Looking to take your baseball game to the next level? GRB Academy provides year-round training programs designed around your schedule and your goals. For over 15 years, GRB has been Wisconsin's leader in player development and advancement with a state-of-the-art 52,000 square foot facility of elite baseball training space and coaches who know how to get results. From youth to high school, baseball players trust GRB to help them reach their next level. Training program spots are filling quickly, so don't wait. Register now at grbacademy.com.
Your Honda gets you everywhere. When it needs service, you need Zimbrick Honda service. Their customer service is second to none, and you can experience it for yourself at 2 convenient Madison service locations on Fish Hatchery Road and Grand Canyon Drive. From simple maintenance to expert repairs, Honda certified technicians handle it all. Need new tires? For a limited time at Zimbrick Honda, you can buy 3 tires and get the 4th for only $1. Part of the Madison community since 1973. Shop local. Shop Zimbrick Honda.
The team at Midwest Financial Group are values-based financial specialists that offer full-service financial solutions. This local independent firm has been dedicated to helping people achieve their financial, tax, and insurance goals for over 30 years. Visit mfgteam.com to learn more about how they can help set up your future for financial success. Advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network, a registered investment advisor.
Conference play is heating up, so now's the time to build your own starting 5. Right now at Pizza Hut, get a large pizza for just $10 with up to 5 toppings. Whether you want pepperoni, sausage, pineapple, mushrooms, black olives, or all 5, Pizza Hut has the best lineup this season. Your choice of crust, carry out only. 5 toppings, $10. That is tournament depth. Pizza Hut. Head to one of their locations, order on the app, or online at pizzahut.com. Pizza Hut. Feed good times.
Getting you back to doing what you love is the #1 priority of Stoughton Health Rehab and Sports Medicine Clinics in both Oregon and Stoughton. With physical, occupational, and speech therapy, we can provide care with no referral needed. Plus, we now accept over 160 area insurance plans, including Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield, Dean Health Plan, Humana, Quartz, and more. For more information, visit stoughtonhealth.com. Stoughton Health, creating excellence together.
At Hooper Service, your comfort is important. From keeping you cozy warm to comfy cool with the ultra-quiet, energy-efficient Carrier Infinity Home Comfort System. Plus, join our Home Comfort Priority Plan and keep your air conditioner and furnace running at peak performance year after year. Enjoy priority service and extra savings that really add up. Hooper is here with 24-hour heating, cooling, plumbing, and fire protection service for your home and business. Turn to the experts, Carrier and Hooper.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer, providing equal employment, development, and advancement opportunities to all teammates and applicants. To learn more about careers with us, please send an email to talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com. That's talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com.
Get your team together. Softball is back for 2026. Hey, it's Jesse Nelson. Registration for Madison School and Community Recreation's Adult Summer Softball Leagues is now open. Men's, women's, and all-gender slow pitch and women's fast pitch leagues are forming now for the summer season. MSCR Softball Leagues offer fun for every level of player and welcome all participants. Spend your summer evenings with us on the Ball Diamond. For more information and to register, go to mscrsportsleagues.org. That's mscrsportsleagues.org.
This is ESPN Wisconsin and ESPNWisconsin.com.
Continuing on with Zimbrick Honda's PrepMania Weekly, I'm Hunter Vaughn. With me, the Dean of Area High School Sports, Dennis Sumrow. It's now time for our Pizza Hut Power Rankings. This week it'll just be our boys' Power Rankings, and then as a little tease here, once we're done with both the boys and the girls' state tournaments, our team that puts these together, we're going to do a way too early for 2027 Power Rankings. So as a team, we're going to look ahead to next year and who we think the 10 best area teams will be next year. So you're going to have to get your crystal ball out after state's done, Dennis.
Well, it's like, the Super Bowl Sunday, as soon as the game's over. Okay, who's going to go here next year?
Exactly. That's what we're doing. As our boys' Power Rankings for the final one of the regular season, we start down at number 10, the Lancers of Madison La Follette. Then at 9, the Beaver Dam Golden Beavers. Number 8, the Waunakee Warriors. That does it for the teams that are no longer playing. These last 7 are all teams that are still alive in the postseason. Number 7, Cambridge, jumping all the way up to number 7. They were unranked last week. Then number 6 is McFarland. Their rivals, Mount Horeb, at number 5. Those two will be playing in a sectional semifinal this Thursday night, and that will be a rubber match between the two as they split their season series during the regular season. Number 4, the Verona Wildcats. At 3, the Lake Mills L-Cats. And then Vel Phillips Memorial checking in at number 2. And number 1, the Middleton Cardinals. So our top 5 unchanged from last week, Dennis.
Yes, and the Middleton Memorial 1 point across. So flip a coin on those two.
I mean, I'll be honest. I put Middleton at number 1 because they won the more recent head-to-head between the two. But it was that was the most difficult decision for me. Of the 10 teams that I put in the top 10, I went back and forth on, okay, do I want Middleton or do I want Memorial at number 1? Was that a difficult decision for you? Who did you have in that top spot?
Yeah, I stayed with Memorial, one because of the dominance of the first time they played.
And because you knew you were going to have to talk to Steve in the next segment. And you didn't want to have to justify it to him.
And also they lost Ezra Ligon for that game, and it was senior night for Middleton. So there were some circumstances in that one. But when it came to having to pick my 4 teams to go to state, I got Memorial winning the sectional. So I thought that's why I stayed with that one.
Was there anything else that jumped out to you about these top 10? Because again, the top 5 didn't change at all from last week. I think we're all pretty solid in here. And Lake Mills, honestly, if it wasn't for how well Middleton and Memorial would be, they would easily be a number 1 team, I feel like, most other years with how good they're playing.
Yeah, and that's, again, Wolling from the football quarterback and company on that, and Bender. I mean, that's just it's a great team, great coaching staff, and I expect that's another team I got in my Final 4 to go to state in D3. The Mount Horeb McFarland one. Mount Horeb won the last of the meetings. When they won it at McFarland, just like McFarland won the first one there. But I think with Josh Manchester, 38 points in the last game, makes it to the top 10 all-time scorers. And we thought he could have made the top 5 if not for missing 6 games with an injury, 7, whatever. Anyway, all good teams there, and everybody like a piece of the conference. Same thing, Middleton and Memorial share the conference title.
Yep.
So, flip a coin on that one. I can't wait. We got to wait a couple more days yet.
Yeah, we got to wait a couple more days yet, and we are going to get this game between Middleton and Memorial. I'm so excited for this game. It's going to be such a fun game. It's going to be a great atmosphere.
Get there early.
Yep, get there early. I talked to Rick, the AD at DeForest, where that game will be. We're going to get there a little bit even early to make sure that we're set up in time with how many fans they're expecting to be at DeForest. It's going to be a great game, and you don't want to miss that game between Middleton and Memorial. But if you can't make it over there, again, Dennis and I will be on the call for that game. We'll be streaming the game on our ESPN Madison YouTube channel for free, so you can tune in that way as well. Those were your Pizza Hut power rankings for the final one of the boys basketball season. Pizza Hut's new Big New Yorker pizza is just $10 for a limited time. An extra large pizza with 6 huge foldable slices and bold New York style flavor. Big size, big value, just $10. Order on the Pizza Hut app or at pizzahut.com. Pizza Hut, the official pizza of PrepMania.
No one out pizzas the Hut. Jabba. I miss Jabba.
This is Zimbrick Honda's PrepMania Weekly. Coming up next, we will be joined by Steve Collins, the head coach of the Madison Memorial Spartans, as they get ready for their sectional semifinal game against Middleton coming up on Thursday. We'll have Steve Collins next on Zimbrick Honda's PrepMania Weekly.
More of Zimbrick Honda's PrepMania Weekly coming up next on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel.
I worried about choosing the right two-year college where credits would transfer to UW, but I figured out a great path. At Madison College, I'm in the STEM program. The classrooms are intimate, instructors are engaging, and best of all, I'll be able to transfer to UW debt-free. My advice to others, start your journey here. You won't regret it. There's more to your story at Madison College.
Visit madisoncollege.edu to get started.
There's no safer place to feel dumb than Mr. Irrelevant with Alex Strofe.
But I was impressed by several of them.
You're impressed by everything.
I love life. It's amazing what people do.
There is nothing that you see that you wouldn't go, oh, that's pretty cool.
That's not a bad way to live, though.
Mr. Irrelevant with Alex Strofe. Live on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Also available on the ESPN Wisconsin app and wherever you get your podcasts.
Join Ortho Team Clinic's Dr. Zachary Lind for Foot Freedom, Tackling Common Issues. A free online talk on Wednesday, March 11th from 5:30 to 6:30 p.m. Learn how the foot works and get practical tips to ease bunions, plantar fasciitis, Achilles pain, and more. Understand when it's time to seek care and how to stay active and pain-free. Register at stoughtonhealth.com.
The Bucky Badger Student Mascot Fund was created to support the amazing student athletes who bring the best mascot in the world to life. Hey, my name is Stacy Bruner. I was Bucky Badger from 2010 to 2014. My most memorable sports moment was running out the flag at the 2013 Rose Bowl versus Stanford. Your donation will help fund new scholarships to ensure that the rich tradition of Bucky lives on. Learn more at supportbucky.org. That's supportbucky.org.
Want to move better, play faster, and compete at a higher level? Train where Wisconsin's top athletes go. Total Athlete Performance. From middle school phenoms to the pros, TAP is Madison's #1 destination for speed, power, and athleticism. Their proven systems, expert coaches, and cutting-edge equipment help you dominate your sport. Can't make it in? Train anywhere with the TAP mobile app. Spots are filling fast, so don't wait. Visit tapwisconsin.com to schedule your free athletic assessment today.
I'm Coach Greg Gard, and I've spent my career teaching young men the fundamentals of basketball: preparation, hard work, teamwork. But here's what else I've learned. Those fundamentals don't apply just to the court. They apply to life, and they apply to your finances. That's why I believe in Bank CMG. They're a community bank built on the same values, helping people prepare for the future, building wealth one smart decision at a time, and staying rooted right here in Wisconsin.
When you've been seriously
Success
injured,
doesn't
you need a
happen.
trusted team on your side. Gruber Offices is available 24/7 and will even come to you. Your first call is free. Your first visit is free. Gruber Offices. One call, that's all.
Breaking news on ESPN Madison is presented by Metro Ford and Metro Kia of Madison. Find the Metro family of auto dealers online or see them in person on the east side of Madison today. This is ESPN Wisconsin and ESPNWisconsin.com.
It's now time for our Midwest Financial Group Coaches Profile. The lineup at Midwest Financial Group consists of coaches for your financial world, organizing the players on your personal team. Behind every great team is a great coach. Let the Midwest Financial Group be yours for your financial planning needs. Head to mfgteam.com to get started today. Advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network, a registered investment advisor. We're now joined by our favorite math teacher, Steve Collins. Steve, thanks for taking the time to join us tonight. We're having some trouble hearing Steve.
Hey, Steve, can you hear me?
So, well, Owen tries to get Steve on here. Dennis, this game with Memorial and Middleton coming up, you've covered this sport a while now. You've been around these sorts of sectional semifinal games, or you get into the sectional. How often do you get teams who it's their third time around that, for Memorial's case and Verona and Middleton, like there's a possibility here for both the semifinal and the final. You've got to play a team you've already seen twice.
Well, that's part of the points coaches have is you want to see somebody different at tournament time, and most of the sectionals end up being conference
How's
tournaments.
that work?
There we go.
There we go.
There we go.
All right.
Hey, I can coach basketball, but I don't know if I can do tech,
Well, we got there eventually, so
he's the tech guy over here.
So as I was saying there at the Open, our favorite math teacher joining us.
Stats.
And I was just asking Dennis, so I'll ask you, Steve, when it comes to these sectional games, you're seeing Middleton for the third time around. Obviously, we won't spend too much time looking ahead to a sectional final, but you could see Verona for a third time. Is that something that's common at this sectional level where you get teams seeing each other for the third time?
It's very common, and it's not necessarily a bad thing. You never know. We always have a couple things up our sleeves, probably, that neither one of us showed the first two times. So it can make it an interesting game, I think.
Yeah, again, they say the third time's the charm, hard to beat a team. I remember my freshman year of high school, I was at British in Campion, and La Crosse Aquinas owned us. Well, we beat them in the semifinal, and then go up against a team we'd beaten twice by 30 points, Claire Regis, and they killed us. And I was like, oh, and then somebody goes, third time's the charm. So I've always thought about that. And maybe he's superstitious. Maybe it's a mental game more than anything, you think, Coach? Oh, we're gone again.
Yeah, we lost him again here.
All right. Did you lose me again?
No, there we go. Now we got it.
Okay.
I don't know if it's on my end.
It goes.
But
yeah.
It is nice to play somebody more than once, and you never quite know what's around the corner. But yeah, I mean, I like not playing. Obviously, the double overtime game took a lot out of us, but it's kind of fun playing somebody you haven't played before.
So Dennis and I didn't get a chance to see that double overtime game. We were at Verona for their game against Madison West, and I was saying at the beginning of the show, I was going through Twitter trying to find somebody giving updates on the game, and I'm seeing the update, and it's overtime, and then double overtime. Can you just take fans through like what happened in that game? How'd you guys go to double overtime?
It was an interesting game. If I get a triple overtime before the end of the season, I'll have completed my cycle because we had a 4 overtime one. We have a couple single overtime games. It was just it was a will. They'd come down and hit a shot. We'd come down and hit a shot, and it was one of those weird games where it just kind of went back and forth, and everyone was kind of running on fumes. They had been in an overtime game the night before. We had played a really good with Tosha Central. I wasn't able to sub early the night before, so we had guys cramping, they had guys fouling out, and we had guys fouling out. It's whoever was standing at the end kind of was going to win, and we just ended up having the ball the last couple times on the court and hit some big shots.
62 fouls, 85 free throw attempts, 124 field goals, and 53 pointers. I mean, that's a stats guy. Wow. I don't see
it was
too
a
many
lot
games
of
like
free
that.
throws. I think we shot 59 free throws, which is a lot of free throws.
Well, 46 of 59, you shot 78%. As a coach, you got to be pleased with that.
Yeah, especially when you're going at the back-to-back games are so hard. So you not only have the adrenaline from the games, but you also have the that they played 36 minutes the night before. So I tell people it's probably the toughest stretch of the entire tournament trail is the first weekend. Because today us and Middleton are both preparing. We got 3 days. Kids get to rest a little bit. Then you get a day between this and the Saturday game. So, and then when you're playing for a state final, if you have Friday, Saturday, everyone's just running on adrenaline. So it doesn't really that one doesn't really matter as much. But it's just a tough weekend to get through. It's so hard.
We're joined by the head coach of Vel Phillips Memorial, Steve Collins, as they get ready for their sectional semifinal game against the Middleton Cardinals. When it comes to a game like this where you're playing Middleton for the third time, this time on a neutral site, do you have to kind of have the conversation with your guys of like, hey, you can't rely too much on what you saw before, or do you lean more into what you've seen? Like, how do you have those conversations with the players getting into this game?
Again, like I said, we'll make some tweaks. I mean, I think it's like we know each other. It's almost like playing your brother. It's like you know each other, and there's not going to be many surprises. They know my players. We know their players. And it's not like it's a Tuesday in January where you're going to have to get them excited about the game. It's, you're in the Sweet 16 playing to go to the Elite 8 and probably in front of a packed house, similar to the last Middleton game. So, I mean, there aren't going to be any surprises. And it will probably come down to the last 5 possessions. It's like that's usually the way those sectional games do. It's who can make a couple plays down the stretch.
Well, you mentioned not having to get them up. That's what you play for, to be in this situation, right? That's where you pick up the ball. You want to be in that competition, that high level where you can maybe one-up the other guys.
These are the best. These are, from someone that's coached a lot of state tournament games, these are the best. These are the best games to coach in. The sectional games, the Kohl Center is so big, and it's just different. But these games are hot. Because the heat's still on in the gym, and it's still, what was it, 70 out today, and you put a couple of, we were wiping the floor in our entire game on Saturday. So it's going to be hot. There's going to be a lot of people, and it's going to be really loud. So it's just different. And these are my favorite. The sectional games are my favorite games to coach in because there's so much energy. Well, and the officials can't hear me, so that's always a good thing.
Because you've coached in so many of these sectional games, and then even when you haven't been coaching in them, obviously you're watching them. What's the biggest mistake that maybe other coaches make when it comes to the sectional round?
They tend to let you play a little bit more than they do in the regular season. So the whistle tends to, I wouldn't say it gets swallowed, but the whistle calls the foul. They let you play a little bit more than they do maybe, mid-December. So I think that's one of the big things. I think just the atmosphere and your kids haven't been in these games. Luckily, we've been in a bunch of these games this season, and so has Middleton. So I don't think that's going to be the shock as much as, it's just it tends to be a very physical game and very emotional game. The kids know what they're playing for. We don't have to. There's not a lot of motivation going on in this game at all. They're pretty well motivated at this point in the season. They don't want to go home.
You have a great student section normally, so do you have to do much to get them pumped up to make the road trip over to DeForest?
The biggest part is how to get tickets. Is like, how do I get there? It would have been nice to be a little closer, considering I'm a pitch and wedge away from Middleton from where I live right now. So we're both kind of traveling 20-30 minutes away. It's gonna probably dampen a little bit from the younger kids. It's just hard to get there, but yeah, I mean, it's now the students will show up, especially the juniors and seniors.
For this game against Middleton, then again, we're joined by Steve Collins, the head coach of Madison Memorial, getting ready for a sectional semifinal game against the Middleton Cardinals. What has to happen for your team on Thursday night to come away with the win against Middleton?
We've scored more points than them.
I was about to say not other than just scoring more points. I knew you were going to do that.
If we have one more point than Middleton on Saturday, on Thursday night, I'll be very happy. We gotta, we have to control the tempo. Probably they want to play a little bit faster pace than we do. We kind of got out of that kilter a little bit the last time we played. Had some turnovers. They were able to get out in transition. They're a very good defensive team, and they pressure the ball really well. If we can not turn it over, if we can run our offense, if we can contain their really good scores. Obviously, they have the best player in the league, and Guerrero, and Grimes is a first teamer, and wasn't but is in Parks. It's like we got to be able to stop those guys and defend, but we have to be able to not turn it over and give them easy baskets. If we can do that, I think we'll be in pretty good shape.
You were without Ezra Ligon here for the last few games. Is he a game time decision this week?
He's not a game time, but I don't know right now. And I'm not giving a coach speak right either. I don't know. So
who's been the player?
I will know before Thursday at tip-off, if that's what you're asking.
Who's been the player that's
not 100% either way?
Who's been the player that stepped up the most? We got to see at Middleton, first time I've seen Carrion play, number 33 for you, and he had I thought a very good game off the bench, rebounding, just filling some stats for you.
Yeah, he probably had his best game of the year. He was starting for me at the beginning of the year. He probably had his best game of the year on Saturday. Came in and had a couple assists, big rebounds, hit a couple shots. No, I think probably the most improved. I mean, I got two senior starters that hardly played for me last year. With Cole and Andrew, they both. I can't say enough nice things about them. They put the work in. They got stronger. They would not be denied their rightful place in the starting position, and they took it. And in this day and age, you don't necessarily always see that. And we're sitting here because of those two. They wanted to play last year, but my team had some really good players ahead of them. So they put the work in off season, and it's nice when kids put work in and it pays off. We've had a pretty good season this year so far.
Yeah, Braun ended up with 33 points, 7 boards, and Cole had 8 points, 7 boards. So
and Cole had 2 of the biggest rebounds probably this season in the second overtime. He got a putback rebound, got a rebound. They got us I think an open 3 at that point. So it's like it's not always the stuff on the stat sheets too. It's like
good timing.
Yeah. Again, that was head coach of Vel Phillips Memorial, Steve Collins. Looks like right at the end there, lost the audio again. But Steve, thank you so much for the time, and we really look forward to covering your game on Thursday. Again, head coach of Vel Phillips Memorial, Steve Collins. Thursday night, taking on their Big 8 conference rivals, the Middleton Cardinals. Tip off at 7 o'clock. Dennis and I will be live starting at 6:30. And if you can't make it to that game, you should try and make it to the game. But if you can't, will be streaming live on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel. It's going to be an awesome game. So excited for this game on Thursday. We've got one last segment as we look ahead to some of the other games going on in the area with our PrepMania On Deck segment. That'll be next here on Zimbrick Honda's PrepMania Weekly.
You're listening to Zimbrick Honda's PrepMania Weekly, breaking down more from this week in area high school sports next on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel.
The team at Midwest Financial Group are values-based financial specialists that offer full-service financial solutions. This local independent firm has been dedicated to helping people achieve their financial, tax, and insurance goals for over 30 years. Visit mfgteam.com to learn more about how they can help set up your future for financial success. Advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network, a registered investment advisor.
Pizza Hut's Big New Yorker Pizza is back. For just $10 for a limited time, get an extra large pizza with 6 huge slices so big you have to fold them. Load it up with your favorite toppings, like the classic and crispy pepperoni. It's the perfect way to feed the crew with giant slices and one legendary vibe. Big size, big value, just $10. Head to one of their locations. Order now on the Pizza Hut app or online at pizzahut.com. Pizza Hut. Feed good times.
In 1987, the Bucks took on the world and changed basketball forever.
At stake, basketball supremacy in the United States.
Bucks versus the World, narrated by Charlie Behrens, is the new season of Behind the Bucks podcast, presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. It's the untold story of the 1987 McDonald's Open, when the Bucks became the first NBA team to face the Soviet Union. Listen now on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and wherever you get podcasts.
Staying on Wisconsin sports never stops with the Jump Around podcast.
It's insane. And I think the big X factor for me is the energy he brings. I feel like that's his X factor. I've never seen someone hype up the Kohl Center since a Frank Kaminsky and a Sam Decker like Nick Boyd does.
The Jump Around podcast with Jim Rutledge and Pablo Iglesias. Also brought to you by J&K Security Solutions. Streaming live every Thursday at 12:30 on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel.
Spring is here, and living with your old, drafty, foggy, dirty, hard-to-open, bad windows is no longer an option. You deserve better windows and doors. At Siding Unlimited, we install top-of-the-line wood, vinyl, and fiberglass windows with options to fit your style, color, and design choices. Built for energy efficiency, installed by our professional craftsmen at Siding Unlimited. Siding Unlimited. Experience, integrity, craftsmanship. Visit sidingunlimited.com today.
Don't miss your shot to see tomorrow's stars today at the WIAA State Boys Basketball Tournament, returning to the Kohl Center Thursday, March 19th through Saturday, March 21st. Held in the heart of Madison, this tournament is where raw talent becomes real buzz. The kind of buzz that eventually echoes in college and NBA arenas.
We're just going to throw up a prayer. He's so baby! God can nipple!
Get your single session or season tickets at visitmadison.com/WIAA.
Condon Jewelers, the jeweler on the east side, the jeweler on your side. When you see Diamond Jim, you can count on him to be on your side. Selection beyond compare with on-site repair, so you can wear your jewelry with pride. Condon Jewelers, the jeweler on the east side, the jeweler on your side.
Life's better with Drive My Way from American Family Insurance, because we know it's more than just a car. It's your escape pod, your adventure mobile, your memory maker. And we help protect the dreams that drive you. Personalize what you pay for auto insurance and you could save between 10 and 35%. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on the way you purchase insurance and by state. Unsafe driving behaviors may increase your rate. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
This is ESPN Wisconsin and ESPNWisconsin.com.
Wrapping up Zimbrick Honda's PrepMania Weekly, thank you again to Steve Collins, the head coach of Vel Phillips Memorial, for taking the time and joining the Dean and I this evening. If you missed any of that interview with Steve, you can watch it back on the ESPN Madison or ESPN or Daily Dodge YouTube. I almost said ESPN Beaver Dam YouTube. It's Daily Dodge YouTube. Or you can download the podcast on the ESPN Wisconsin app or wherever you get your podcasts. As this is Zimbrick Honda's PrepMania Weekly, and Zimbrick Honda has been a part of the Madison community since 1973. Their customer service is second to none, and you can experience it for yourself at 2 convenient Madison service locations, one on Fish Hatchery Road and the other on Grand Canyon Drive. From simple maintenance to expert repairs, Honda certified technicians handle it all. Need new tires at Zimbrick Honda? Buy 3 tires and get the 4th for how much?
$1.
That's right, just $1. Shop local, shop Zimbrick Honda. We finish up our show the way that we always do with our PrepMania on Deck segment. And Dennis, we're going to start with a game that we haven't really talked about yet, but it's not the only game in the sectional semifinals between 2 area teams meeting for the 3rd time. Mount Horeb and McFarland playing in a sectional semifinal Thursday night. That game is between 2 teams that are 21-5, both of them on the season. Mount Horeb won the first game, McFarland won the first game 88-45, but then Mount Horeb got revenge at McFarland 74-64.
And yeah, that was Josh Manchester went out early in the first one, and kind of the heart went out of the Vikings last time they got some payback. 38 points he had in the regional final. Josh is the difference maker, but Krieger and Kroll for McFarland. And they ended up sharing the conference title with Sauk Prairie, who lost in the regional semis. So, 3rd time's the charm. Who's going to get that one? It's a neutral site, a hot hand. But it always comes down to who's making that. Who's that guy that is the X factor that maybe just a better matchup for? Or we saw that over the weekend with the girls. Grady, for example, playing for Middleton. Just really, they're both leading scores. We had leading scores in both games we covered over the weekend on sectionals. Well, all 4, matter of fact, where your star players, came up, but it was somebody else. So mine might be Chapman from our and how about Meinholt? How about the son, coach's son? He's a sniper from 3-point range. You let him get hot. And Josh, we really hadn't seen a lot of threes out of him when Mount Horeb played. He only had, 1 point in the first half of that game, then exploded in the second half. But that's a great one. I got another one that it's kind of under the radar here in Division II. Notre Dame and West De Pere. That was our state football final, and now that's a sectional semifinal.
I'll be honest, didn't even realize that. I was so focused on our area teams, didn't even catch that.
I went through and I got wrote all the brackets out just to look for games. That one's going to be played at Manitowoc, Lincoln.
Yep, that's a great facility. I've watched some other sectional games there. They host regularly. That's going to be a great game. A 1 and a 2 seed, both 20-6, and a rematch of the Division II football championship game.
And then the other's Lake Mills, normally Lakeside Lutheran. Well, they get Watertown Luther Prep. And that's at Watertown, so that'll be a good one in Division III.
Ton of great games on Thursday. Again, Dennis and I will be in DeForest for Memorial and Middleton this Thursday. The girls are headed to Green Bay. The boys are battling for their spot at the Kohl Center, and we'll find out who is going to be playing here in Madison for a gold ball next week. This has been Zimbrick Honda's PrepMania Weekly.
I wasn't sure if I could afford college, and my family couldn't help me. But I'm so glad I didn't let that stop me.